All right, so here we go with an updated video. This is Wednesday, June 3rd. These have all been planted now for about, I think, 2 weeks now. Gotta check that. But these are the cucumbers. They're starting to climb and reach. We got this one here to start climbing. Look like it's got some buds coming out of the top. And we got the hot peppers starting to jump out. They're still young, right? And get a better look. I did get a better look at the cucumbers that are climbing up, right? And they're flowering and some buds in there. Yeah, those are all frosty buds about to start popping out and reaching. In the back, we got some bell peppers that are coming out. I think that the soil is a little bit too compact. Hopefully that doesn't cause us problems. But I think they would have been popped up a little faster, but maybe I'm just rushing it. So far, so good. In the back, the kale, that's a whole lot of kale in there. And those will all need to be separated in a minute, and those will go over to an empty bin that's waiting on them right now. But that's the kale. About another maybe week, I think I'm gonna be rocking them up and separating them. Tomato, we got the one surviving. I'm not surviving, but it's thriving right now. It's tomatoes killing me because it's like damn near the size of the plant. These are going to be very big tomatoes. These are heirloom tomatoes, and we just prune this a little bit, and should start seeing some explosiveness in a minute. But that's doing real good. Everything out here is really, really rich green. Noticed a couple of aphids, I believe, and sprayed those with a solution of some Bronner's peppermint soap and water, and those are gone except on some of this new growth that I'll be showing you in a second. It was on the okra that's actually in the back there, and we didn't spray that because it was just so young. We just want to leave it alone, and maybe we should have, because you can see the different shades of green on those leaves and those spots and stuff. That's because on the back of it they were getting chewed up a little bit. Somebody else was trying to enjoy our food. So those should be gone in about a day or two. I'll check again tomorrow and see what that's working with. But here's another tomato plant. We just pruned this a lot, which will start, because we started seeing it was budding up. We got, looks like in a few days I'm gonna have about 4 or 5 tomatoes that'll grow out of them pods. And trimming them leaves just shoots all the nutrients up to them. So should be another explosion. And these are green beans that are, I mean, these things are jumping out of the ground. This is about 6 days, I think, that these have been out of the ground. Just the tops of them. And I mean, it's like the next day they were up like an inch out of the dirt. And they've just been getting more and more full. But those are the green beans, and they'll climb up this. We'll tie some rope up there and a little bit. In that bucket, I got some chard also. And then them greens, man. So we got one that started it off. Little teeny tiny little dude over there. Swiss chard. And in this other bucket, I have some onion. And again, I think that these have been in here now. I should see some growth, and I think the soil is just a little bit too packed. We'll see what that does in a couple of days. But I did go ahead and I planted some more onion on my porch. I'll show that in a minute. And in this last joint, my neighbors, right, they garden, and they got real mad at me and my dad one day, jokingly, but they were serious, because they saw us always bringing in things to the back. And they have a garden as well, which is where I got some of my ideas from. And they get an attitude because we don't just come over there and take from their garden or ask them, you know, because they have so much over there. They're growing all pretty much the same stuff and some other things. But so they're growing eggplant, and that's what this is right here. This is 2 eggplants that they gave us. These are little babies. These have been in the ground for about 6 days as well, and there's 2 of them. And these are doing real well. They were about half this size. Yeah, about half this size just 6 days ago. And so they're doing real well. This soil is real rich. We did a 50-50 mix of mushroom manure, which is a blend of like manure from horses and cows, and there's wood and beetles and all kinds of organic material that's in there that's excellent for the plants. And so I got to mix it out in 50% topsoil, and then the white stuff is perlite, give the roots some air. And I don't think we had enough in this in some of those plants, so that creates a problem with drainage and the roots getting too tight. So we're learning on the fly, you know. It's a fun experiment, and it's definitely going to pay off in the end. And as we go up on my porch, the newest addition, I did a herb farm. So, you know, I like to cook, so only thing I'll be buying from here on out will be salt because we have, and here's an experiment right here. We have 2 of these. That's a pineapple, and we're going to see what that does. We're going to have to take it inside, of course, when it gets cold in the fall and the winter, but it'll grow all year, and we're going to see what that'll do. It'll grow inside, so that'll be kind of cool to see what that does. And I got 2 of them. There's another one right there in the other red bucket. But yeah, so my herb garden. So we got some rosemary right there. No, I'm sorry, that's Italian oregano. And then in the back, I jumped on it a little bit too soon, but it'll bounce back. That's mint. And when I said jumped on, I took some pieces and I made us some mint juleps. It was fire, these drinks. And I did it the day that I bought it home, and I don't think I should have did that. So it got a little bit hurt, and with the transplant and cutting it the same day, I think it just stressed it. But there's new growth on it that we're seeing in the past few days, so it'll be fine. Right next to that is basil, another good herb that I like. And next to that is cilantro. Same thing with the cilantro. We cut it, but all that green is new growth, so it'll bounce back. But we got some cilantro, so your man will be making some nice guacamole and salsa, you know, and different things like that, and just putting it in with different food. Right next door, we have English thyme. I use that on a lot of cooking. And then this next one is rosemary. So like I said, get some salt and pepper in there. These are the onions that I had mentioned a minute ago that I planted some new ones. Much more, you see all the white in there, so soil has much more room to breathe and allow for the water to flow through and the roots to grow and make the plant even stronger. And I added some collards, greens, butternut squash, starting right there, and some more collard greens right there. Yeah, we're gonna have them greens, man. And that's it. That's it. And we got a couple aloe plants in the back that were where we at right there, and a couple more in the front, one in that bucket right there. So we get cut like I did the other day out here. I just throw some of that on my hand and I'm healed. Yeah, so that's that's it. So that's where we are. This is a little update. It is January 3rd, 2020. And my first garden. It's pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. I'm enjoying it. Every day I'm out here. And I'm gonna have to add on. I'm definitely gonna have to add on. We're gonna have to move that can or something and keep on rocking. But I got plenty of space to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. And I got a lot of wood left over. So all I would need was them side panels right there. I already have the legs and I already have the PVC pipe to do the hoop. I got that up on that hill. So it ain't nothing but a thing. It's all fun. And I got a big pile of dirt still left over there in that tarp on the ground and in those bags. So who knows? Who knows? We were talking about doing some avocados. That's another one that'll have to come inside. We were talking about doing ginger and also potatoes. Potatoes is definitely something I'm going to do. But I've seen a whole lot of videos where you could do that in buckets. So I'm going to be recording that as well and see how that goes. But that's it. Raw's Garden. Yeah.